All right, so today we're doing something a little bit crazy. We are going to tackle what might be the single most difficult book ever written, James Joyce's Finnegans Wake. It's famous for being, well, unreadable. But what if I told you that's not true? What if there's a secret key to unlock it all? Let's find it.
Just look at this sentence from the book. I mean, what is that? Props toasterus? Herculacus pillar? At first glance, you'd think it's complete nonsense, right? Like maybe a series of typos, or that Joyce was displaying a huge prank on everyone. But it's not. It's actually a very, very dense puzzle. And we're about to learn the exact method he used to build sentences just like this one.
And yeah, that's the big question, isn't it? What does any of it mean? Well, today, we're going to become code breakers. Because this book isn't just written in English. In a way, it's written in a language that Joyce made up entirely by himself.
And that is the secret right there. The whole book is designed to feel like a dream. You know how dreams work? Logic, it's all bendy, time melts together, and it's just sort of flow into each other. That's exactly what's happening here. Joyce is blending history, myths, and dozens of languages into one continuous, dreamlike stream. It might look like total chaos. I get it. But I promise you, there is a method to this madness. Joyce actually created a very specific set of rules for his dream world, and once you learn them, believe me, the whole book starts to crack open.
So here it is, our official Joycean decoder ring. It really comes down to three main things. First, pretty much every single word is a pun or some kind of sound-alike. Second, he's pulling words from dozens of different languages. And third, almost every line is jam-packed with hidden references to historical events. So a single word can mean 3, 4, even 5 different things all at the same time.
Okay, enough theory. Let's put this decoder ring to the test. We're going to drop right into one of the first scenes in the book. It's a conversation between two characters who seem to be from the Stone Age. Their names are Mutt and Jute. So the scene opens with Mutt spotting this strange figure. Joyce calls him a carle on the Cope. Now, carle is an old word for a rude fellow, a churl, and Cope, that's an Afrikaans word for a small hill, a word English speakers would have known from the Boer War. See? He's already layering things, and this guy is just sitting there drinking something out of a skull.
So Mutt, trying to figure out who this guy is, basically gives him a pop quiz. He asks, do you speak Danish, Norwegian, English, Saxon? But each time the stranger just grunts, no. And you can see, with every question, he adds another N to his answer.
And boom, this is the Joyce method in a nutshell. After testing for all these other Germanic tribes that invaded Britain, the Angles, the Saxons, Mutt figures he must be a Jute, the third tribe. But it's also a fantastic pun. The man doesn't speak, he's mute, 'tis a Jute, 'tis a mute. Perfect.
So, we've met our characters. Now, let's actually apply our decoder ring to what they're saying to each other. This is where the rabbit hole gets really deep.
Jute, the stranger, speaks first. He looks at Mutt and asks, are you Jeff? Now, your first thought might be, oh, he's asking for his name. Like the famous comic strip Mutt and Jeff. And that's definitely one layer of meaning here. But here's the first big aha moment. Just listen to the sound. Jeff, deaf. He's not asking his name. He's asking, are you deaf? This one sound alike completely changes the meaning of the question and gives us a huge clue about our character, Mutt. And Mutt's reply is just as cryptic at first. He says, "Upput the buddle, sird." It sounds like total nonsense, but this line is the key that unlocks the whole reason why he might be deaf in the first place. Okay, let's break it down. Upput sounds like about, buddle sounds like battle, and sird, oh, this is a classic choice move. It's a triple play. It sounds like sir, but it's also a real word for an irrational number, and get this, in Latin, surdus literally means deaf. So what Mutt is saying is, it was about the battle, sir. His hearing was lost in some massive conflict.
But what battle? Remember, we're in the dream logic of Finnegans Wake. Time isn't a straight line here. So our two Stone Age guys aren't just talking about some prehistoric skirmish. No, they're talking about all battles all at once.
The main historical event that anchors their entire conversation is this one, the Battle of Clontarf, all the way back in 1014. This is where the Irish High King, Brian Boru, kicked the Viking invaders out of Dublin for good. This is the battle that supposedly made Mutt deaf.
But it doesn't stop there. Look at all the layers Joyce crams into this one little scene. The setting uses words from the Boer War.
You got hidden references to political scandals in 19th century Ireland, even the mention of fire defenses and Mutt's deafness, which sounds a whole lot like shell shock, polls in World War I. He's literally compressing all of human conflict into one short chat.
Which, of course, brings us to the biggest question of all. Why would anyone write like this? Why cram so much into every single sentence? Well, the answer is that Joyce was obsessed with this one huge, powerful idea about history itself.
He built the entire book on the theories of an 18th century Italian philosopher named Giambattista Vico. And Vico's big idea was that history isn't a straight line moving forward. It's a circle. It's a cycle. Societies rise, they fall, and then they rise all over again in a never-ending loop. And that is the fundamental principle of Finnegans Wake. In Joyce's dream world, the conversation between Mutt and Jute isn't just one conversation, it's every conversation. The battle they're talking about isn't just one battle, it's every battle. For Joyce, all of history is just one long dream that keeps repeating itself over and over.
Joyce actually tells us this directly in the book with his own classic wordplay, of course. He writes that over thousands of years, everything just returns. He spells it R-O-T-U-R-N-S. He's combining returns with rota, which is the Latin word for wheel, the wheel of history, always turning.
So when you get right down to it, the book isn't nonsense at all. It's an incredibly complex, multi-layered puzzle that's actually playing by a very consistent set of rules. And by understanding the puns, the hidden languages, and the cycles of history, you now have the basic keys to start unlocking it for yourself.
And that really leaves us with one last mind-bending thought. We just decoded a few short lines and we found entire wars, multiple languages, and complex philosophies all packed inside. So if one single short conversation can hold centuries of human history, just imagine what other secrets are still hiding in the dream of Finnegans Wake.